Hi there, my name's Daryl and welcome to The Check-In. This week I'm joined by Hader, Dan and Kelly. Now, a City of London fraud report has recently reported that online fraud is up 20% year on year, with nearly 6,000 cases being reported this year alone. So we're going to be having a quick chat about what we can do to make sure you stay fraud-free from the booking process to the beach. So we're going to kick things off, I think, with Kelly.
Yeah, thanks, Daryl. I actually used to be a travel agent before I joined the wonderful world of Hoppa. And there's a couple of tips that I can share with you guys to make sure that when you're in the booking process, that you're actually booking with a reputable company. So what the first things to look out for is to make sure that the companies that you're booking for are protected. So if you're booking in the UK, things to look out for are atoll protection and the ABTA signs. Basically, atoll protection means that if you're booking a package holiday with a flight, or you're booking flights with an agent, that you get a certificate that says if the airline goes out of business, you're covered. It's key that any reseller should have this protection. If you don't see it on the website, get in touch and ask. If they don't have it, it's highly recommended that you look elsewhere. The other key point to look out for is an ABTA branding kind of logo or sticker. ABTA is a travel associations group here in the UK, and what they do is they have a list of guidelines that all tour operators and travel resellers, etc., should follow. It's a code of conduct, basically. It just means that if you're booking with these protected companies, you're protected. As well as that, obviously, I would strongly recommend getting travel insurance. It's being vigilant is great, but it's hard to catch everything, and travel insurance will help if you're looking to get the right level, should help you if anything untoward does arise. And then the final one is just make sure that when you're looking at the website, if you see HTTPS, it's secure. Make sure that if you're booking with credit card details, that it's secure.
Yeah, actually a good one on the URLs thing as well is to keep an eye on that it doesn't change when you're going through your booking process. I mean, not to name any brands, but obviously if you're expecting to see one thing and then it sort of changes domain halfway through, it may be a sign that you're getting scammed or something on the way through. Obviously, EasyJet is spelt with an S, you see it spelt with a Z, all of a sudden it might be a warning sign just to keep an eye out. So just be vigilant, really. I think a big case for this is just to do your research, really. It's not to be a case of, I've seen a really good deal, I'm just going to go for it. Even if you're under pressure to buy quickly, just take your time, do research, have a look at reviews, see what people are saying about things. Chances are, if the company's legit, there will be a lot of talk about it. Obviously some people are going to have bad experiences. I'm not saying write anyone off that's had a bad experience, but if they've been around a day, they're not going to have much about them, and that's a sign that you might be with a legitimate company. And that's not to put down small companies at all. It's just a case of be careful, make sure you're with someone legitimate. Another thing as well is I would say to always make sure you can pay with credit card. I think it's something that I know floats around a lot, but it's another sign of not being with a legitimate kind of company. If they're saying pay in cash or direct debit or something straight into my account, 9 times out of 10, there's no reason that should ever happen. I mean, having the protection of the credit card company is really worthwhile, I think.
Yeah, no, good advice. Hader, anything to add on top of that?
Yeah, also with the research as well, sometimes it's good just to going through Google or another search engine, seeing if that website's trusted or if other people have had reviews from it as well. Another thing as well, maybe if you check Companies House to see if that's registered, so you don't get any sort of fraud activities when you're booking through that as well. Yeah,
no, pretty good advice. So check out was Atoll and ABTA, I think Kelly mentioned there at the beginning. Just stay vigilant of security online. Trusted. Don't be afraid to ask questions, I guess, of people. So, well, I think that wraps up the booking process. We've completed our flight and we've now landed at Alicante Airport. So what sort of things can we do to stay safe in resort?
I think, especially if you're going to somewhere that's a really tourist heavy destination, there's going to be a certain amount of activity in resort where people are going to try and take advantage of the holiday makers. Not to scaremonger, but the thing to do here again is to be vigilant. I would recommend, if you are able to travel with, traveller's checks or cash, things that you can traveller's checks that you can cash when you're in resort, rather than using your credit card at ATMs where you can't read any of the language, any of the warning signs. You don't know what looks normal, what looks abnormal in resort. Bring some cash with you, obviously not all of it. Bring some traveller's checks so that you can cash them. You need ID and you need proof when you're cashing traveller's checks. be vigilant in that sense. Be careful with your credit card and your credit card details and who they're given to. And then obviously the great thing about it is credit cards will also often come with their own insurance and travel insurance should anything happen. Again, not to be scaremongering, but just be vigilant.
Yeah, I think it's a good advice to go with cash as well, and not too much of it. I mean, people are always going to try and take that from you, though. There's con artists out there who always try and take an opportunity. I think it's a case of just staying very aware of what's in your surroundings. I know you want to relax while you're on holiday, it's just not letting your guard down too much. I mean, there are some quite well-known sort of tricks of the trade out there where someone will offer to take a photo of you and your family, and then before you know it, they're asking for payment for a service, or a shoe shine or a massage or whatever it is. There's always something. So make sure you're not forced into doing anything that you might be forced to pay for later on. I mean, there are quite a few tricks out there. It's just a case of being safe and
just be aware of your surroundings. Stay vigilant. Are there any other tips in
also,
resort?
just being aware of some taxi drivers, because we all know when we take taxis, sometimes they just take the long route around just to make a bit more money. So pretending maybe if you give a bit of confidence around you, saying that you pretend you know the area, so then you don't really get bumped off.
Absolutely. No, sound advice. Well, there we go. So when you're travelling abroad, stay safe, and when you get back, join us again on the check-in.